All right, Zane the Warriorholic, as we talk about the Wars, 44-12 over the Sharks. Mate, you were there at the stadium. We were there on Saturday night. We were watching the test together, but you went to the Warriors yesterday. How good was that? What was it like?
Nope, best game of the season for me right there, mate, and I was there to witness it. How good?
8 tries to 2. It was an absolute thumping. You look at that scoreboard, 44-12. It doesn't lie.
No, and just we dominated them, mate, the whole game. They came out firing in the first half and the second half. We absorbed it, then just put the foot down. Thanks for coming.
Well, the key things for you were what? I thought speed. I thought fleetness. Fleet of foot. I just thought the intelligence of the angles, the passing, the running, all of that kind of stuff. I just thought we played at a pace like the All Blacks did in the first half against the Springboks. I'm
going back to Sir Graham Lowe, back in your interview, and we talked about this a week or so ago. We lacked the precision of the top 4 teams, over the past few weeks, but it came yesterday. Only 6 errors, 90% completion rate. Just everything we did was clinical. And, just listening to the commentators when I watched the game again last night, they just commented on the way that we're hitting those lines, the like you said, how clinical we were in our running. Outstanding. A little bit of retro in that we conceded the first try, conceded it early. Remember back to the start of the year when that was happening game after game after game? Yeah, but I think that was more of a case that Cronulla came out. I thought initially watching it live were a bit flat, but when you watch it again, they just came out really, really, passionate. They had a lot of intensity, and we kind of absorbed that, and, it was a bit of a shame to let that in. But you just watch them behind the post. It just reset them, and they just came out and then put the foot down, as I said. So, yeah, interesting.
All right. So, dry weather, fast track, and we seem to be able to run teams off their feet. So, what are the danger signs, if any, that you're looking at?
See, I think it's just we need to play smarter in the wet next time. Like, it's clearly, Webby mentioned this way back in the very first interview he did, that he was looking at developing a team with forwards who are really fast across the ground. I think we are able to run teams down. It might be raining this Friday by the looks in Auckland, but we get big guys like Marata back, and Bunty will be back, so we'll have a bigger bench. I just think it's smarter if we have to play in the wet and better kicking game like we saw last night.
And also, it just, the confidence that obviously comes from winning, scoring tries, and then you're seeing that in guys like Luke Metcalf, who are just playing out of their skins here. Rocco Berry had his best game. That, to me, is an absolute result of a team that is winning.
Well, I mean, just watching the boys, as they all slowly turned up to the ground, that it's just such a kinship. You could see them. They're all just a really tight-knit group. But, talking to another one of the Warriors creators last night, and he mentioned it, that every week we're seeing a Warrior that we're saying had their best game. Every week. And you're just not saying that someone had a bad game. So you're right. Guys like Luke Metcalf, Rocco Berry, outstanding.
I'm even looking at the odds already for the Raiders game this Friday night, what you're mentioning, and the Warriors $1.44, Raiders $2.81. That's at Sportsbet. But the Warriors overwhelming favourites, and this is against a side that is actually a very good side sitting, next to next on the table, one place above, as a matter of fact, because they had the bye, and yet the Warriors are overwhelming favourites to win at home.
Well, I mean, I don't see how Canberra score against us, to be honest. If you watch a lot of their wins, they're coming off lucky bounces of balls against teams who haven't really played that well. But we showed when we played them, they really struggle to score against a really strong defensive side. So I can't see them going deep into the finals, to be honest. They might be a that hard battling team, but they don't have the attack to get through a defence like ours, hopefully. 6
games to go, mate. What do you see happening from here?
Home semi-final, and I'll be there.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, that now is not only realistic, it has to be achieved, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, when you look at the teams we've got to play, there's every chance we could win them all. If we drop 1 or 2, I think we still make get a home semi there. So particularly with the scores that we're putting on that are getting our for and against up there, that's 35 plus, I think, or definitely 30 plus. And was it 5 out of our last 6?
Points differential, there are only 2 teams, and they're the Broncos and the Panthers, that have a better points differential. This after 18 games. If I'd said that to you at the start of the year, you would have guffawed.
Yeah, I think it's the defence, mate. Like, what is it, on average 18 points we're conceding, and that's probably dropped down a bit after we only 12 on us on the weekend there. That's something Warriors fans have always dreamed of. That's this going back to 2011 right there.
Doesn't get much better, does it, mate? Doesn't get much better, does it, mate?
Not at all. And on the back of that, the All Blacks on Friday night, just that whole camaraderie you saw between the All Blacks and the Warriors, the way they both played, it was very, very similar. Both decent-sized crowds. So it makes you proud to be a Kiwi.
What was the best bit about being at the stadium yesterday, mate?
It was just like you felt like you're part of a huge family. I've been to a lot of games over the years, and of different clubs, or even the All Blacks and so forth. And I've been to Warriors away from the home ground, but just that feeling of like being part of a whānau, it was outstanding. Makes you want more.
So you went on your own. Zane the Warriorholic. This is at the Warriorholic. That's his Twitter handle. That's his YouTube channel. So you went on your own and you had 24,000 mates.
Oh, mate, I tell you, and some of the mates I had there, it was just, finally got to meet your good mate there, Mike King, guys like that you just wouldn't normally run into in the street. It's just, and everyone's so giving of their time, all the players, guys like Israel Adesanya, Kaikara France, it's just they were part of it. They're not celebrities, they're Warriors fans. It was outstanding.
Yeah, I saw you stalking.
Hey, before we run off, I've got to say a big thank you to the Warriors, because they did actually look after me and gave me a little pass into the sponsors lounge there to do a bit of networking for my own business. I'm really, really appreciative of them for that opportunity. It's something that most fans wouldn't normally get a chance of, but it's a big thanks to them for supporting me and what I've been doing this year. So shout out to them, particularly Glenn there at the commercial team.
How good is it, mate? Come on, how good is it?
Oh, I tell you, mate. And didn't we kick it off well on Friday night?
Yeah, we did, mate. We did. But how good is this, mate? How good is this Warriors team, and how good are you feeling about this team?
I didn't feel nervous at all. I felt like, the nerves of doing something for the first time yesterday, but I wasn't nervous watching that game. Just every minute of it, you just knew we had it. And that's just something I've never had as a Warriors fan, so I'm excited.
Devlin.
Unbelievable.
Incredible. The Platform.